hello, hello. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. I feel like there was something I was like really ready to tell you guys when I opened the stream. Well, there's no news or anything I really have to share. I do have something I do have an update on the PS2 stuff. But I can discuss that while we're working. So I'm gonna open up. What we're doing today is that we started on the box art for Ego and Opus some time ago, and we'll work on finishing that up today. So let me just make sure everything is coming through. Let me put some music on. Okay. Get that randomly generated music going. Alright. Everything looks like it's capturing properly. Okay. But speaking of capturing, that's the thing I wanted to share. This afternoon my plan was to hook up the Elgato that I ordered like last year. And, you know, hook it up and see how it works in preparation to stream the PS2 stuff. But what I didn't realize when I bought it used, I bought it secondhand, right? What I didn't realize was that it was missing some cables. There was a particular cable. It was missing the two cables that I really needed. Like, it came with an HDMI. I got an HDMI, which everybody just has like 10 HDMIs, you know, just lying around. So that wasn't a big deal. It came with a little USB to, like, USB-C, something like that. But it was also supposed to come with a D terminal to AV cable, which would connect the PS2 to the Elgato, and it was also supposed to come with a component to HDMI adapter, and neither of those things I got. And those are the two options that I needed to actually connect to the PS2. So instead of actually testing out the Elgato this afternoon, I spent a few hours researching solutions because they don't make that cable anymore. It's just not a thing that you can get. So I had to like find some sort of adapter, which I think I have. I think I found what I need. But it's just like, it's like you need this cable and connect it to this cable, and you need this adapter box, but you also need this splitter to go along with it. But if you're using 240i or 480i instead of 480p, you need this rating of cable. It's like, it's just such a headache. Especially since I wouldn't even need to like worry about any of this if I just bought it like new instead of used. But I don't know if that would have made a difference anyway, because by the time I bought my Elgato, the version of the Elgato that I got, it had been discontinued for like, what was it, since 2012? No, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Well, since 2018, I think. So I think for about 3 years. So they just don't provide that anymore. What is this? Hold on. Something's gone wrong with the music. I think it crashed. Close the program. Dunk's algo music crashed. That's unfortunate. Let me try that again. As soothing as I know my voice is, I prefer a little bit of noise. Some of this really is like noisecore almost. Well, okay, maybe not. I don't know what I'd call this genre. AI core. Okay, I need to go to the correct layer this time. There we go, layer 10. So, last time we did the front. Now we're doing the sides. These sides are just decorative. The long ones. Because I expect that, you know, if you have a box that's shaped like this, need to be a little bigger, eh? If you have a box shaped like this, then if you put it on a shelf, you're likely to put it on there like long ways. You know what I mean? So it's not sticking out of the shelf. So put the decorative stuff like on the long one, and then I'll put all of the actually important information on the short sides. What other ego do I want to put on there? I like this one. Copy. Did I scale those ones on the right, like, manually? I don't remember having to do that. I don't remember having to change their size like this, but... I'll have to just play this by eye here. I think that looks about right. Do those look wider on the right than on the left? I feel like this one looks wider. Like these two look wider than these ones. Let me adjust that. Just a couple of clicks. All right, now they're about as beefy as I'd like them to be. You know, I kind of feel like it's a little empty on this side without the little face in the background. If I did this, Control C. And where's the other side? Control C here. Go to the other side with the artists on it. Which one is that? Layer 8. V. Oops. Nah. Let's just keep it over there. Now that's the artist side, this is the ego side. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So now let's rotate it. Okay, not rotate it right there. So what is the information that we actually need on the box? What we need is to list the player count. We need the player count, how long it takes to play the game. Or, I guess we don't need these on here, but I'd like to have them on there. The player count, how long it takes to play, how complex the game is. The age, range, and its contents. Unfortunately, because I wanted to make this game cheaper, more in line with you know, the typical price range you might expect. I had to reduce the number of cards in the game, so now there isn't a full playset of every card, but the way that deck building kind of works, or the way that I envision deck building working in this game, having only 2 copies of each work and 4 copies of all the all works, the general use ones, is pretty much enough for any deck. All the starter decks that I put together as examples don't need more than 2 copies of a given work that isn't all. So it should be, I mean, it's still enough for like 2 players. Like 1 box is enough for 2 players to put together maybe like 2 or 3 decks. Maybe more, you know. I mean, I can't necessarily guarantee that they'd all be like the best possible deck. You'd have to like share, you know. But I mean, I suppose I could like offer individual like cards if you really wanted to like buy them, but I digress. Contents are the other thing we need to put on here. So, I'm not sure. Hold on, let me change this music. This music kind of blows a little bit. We'll call it don't buy a used Elgato. Now I'm not sure if we should put all of the information on both sides or split it between the 2. This is, I mean, I don't think this is a standardized thing. So again, it's like preference. Hold on. I got distracted again. I'm looking at this blue bar. Like on the sides, there'll just be a blue bar on one side. You know, I'm wondering maybe, cause like the thing that I had on the other box is that if I put another blue line up here, because of the colors, like you have a blue bar, and a white field, it very strongly resembles the Israeli flag. Which isn't necessarily what I'm going for. So it may be best just to keep it 1, but I'm wondering maybe if we should like delete it from the other side. Like, where's the blue bar layer? Right here? Now that's the crease. So right here, right? Delete. Now this might throw off. So I'll have to readjust the spacings for these guys so that it'll look right. Let me just go ahead and do that. Can I rename layers? I don't think I can. I can. I can rename them. Logo. Name left. Egos. This should make things easily or more easily navigable. So let's where's it? Image to this way. Oh, another thing. Since I'm here in Paint, adjusting images, I went ahead and redesigned what my video thumbnails look like. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm trying to use the dotted lines as a guide. That looks about right, I think. It might look a little off because of the shapes of the heads. I think that's right. But yeah, I've redesigned what the what my video thumbnails look like. I think they're a lot better now. You can actually like see the images I use, like the screenshots that I use, because there isn't text over them. I modeled them heavily after how Vinesauce does their thumbnails, because I think they have the right idea. I think they have the right idea when it comes to the thumbnails. I really like how they're laid out. They're very simple. And I will be using that new design going forward, starting with this VOD actually. I may or may not try to like retroactively change all my other thumbnails. I don't know if it's worth the trouble. Honestly. But it just looks so much better that I might actually do that. Okay, I need this one now. I'm going to move it to be consistent. Why did I do that? Okay. Now it's about in the center, right? But the thing is, that doesn't look right. See, the ampersand is like in the center of this middle spike here, and that looks fine. But I think it's because it's blocked by the artists. Like, you can't see, like, how off it is on the right side. So I'm actually going to move it like so. There we go. Save our progress. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. One, two, three, four. This is, I think, about correct. Yeah, that looks about correct to me. We need name R now. I wish there was just a way to like I could click one pixel and then click another, and then it would show me like where the center of that is, where the center of those 2 points are. That would be very helpful. I wish that existed. Because, like, stuff like these bars, I think, are getting in the way. Actually, you know what? A little more to the left. There we go. But when it comes to centering things, I've learned that it matters more that it looks right than if it is right. You know what I mean? Like, because things can look like they're centered, but they're really not. But then when you move it to be actually mathematically perfectly center, it looks off. That's a thing I know I've heard before in, like, graphic design and stuff like that. Not that I'm a graphic designer or anything, but you know, just something that I've heard. think it's about right. Okay. Now we can go to the next level. So anyway, as I was saying before I started rambling, not sure if I want to put everything on one side or split it up. Of course, it would be better to have it all on one side, I think. You know, because you can see everything at a glance. Although that might... Actually, that might confuse things. That might be a little cluttered. Because... the content section is much longer than everything else. I think, yeah, I think contents should be on their own side. And I think it should be on this side. For something like a card game, and especially one that I plan to expand at some point, I think the most valuable information to give is how many of what kind of card are in the box. So that should be on the front, or rather the bottom side. Uh-oh. Algo music crashed again. And I didn't write down these font sizes or anything. I will now open the Algo Music program for the third time this stream. Please do not crash again. Smiley face. So let's just jot down what we need. Perhaps in a slightly larger font. 100, that seems a little large. Yeah, 100 is probably too large. 20 maybe? Contents of this box. Boxu. Duxu. Glorious Duxu. So what all is in here? There's egos, artists, works, 40/20, 40/12. Quick rules, full rules. Lore, a token. Actually, you know what? Let me check. I can see exactly what's in the box. If I go to the page here, the cards, the tokens, the dice. Yeah. Okay. So that is everything. I don't know how to word this. saying full playset would be misleading because a full playset of any card is 4. Now the only cards that there's a full playset of is the all cards, which are the ones that can be used by any artist, and therefore are the most general use, the most common that are going to be used. I figured that if anything was going to actually have a full playset in the box, it should be those. Those are like the, oh crap. Those are basically the colorless, like colorless cards of this game. Which are more useful in this game than they are in Magic, I imagine. I mean, they still serve the same purpose. You can use them in any deck, regardless of what color, or in this game, school, that you're using. But they're much more crucial to this game than they are to Magic. I could just list the straight up numbers of all the cards. Contents of this box. 43 unique artists. Artists. 36 egos. $91 works? I could say multiple copies, because I could say, because there are 2 copies for each work that isn't colorless, and 4 copies for each work that is colorless, and then there's 10 copies of like a token. Hmm. "43 artists, 36 egos." Multiple copies of $91 unique works. That, I mean, that is true. I'm just trying to come up with I'm just trying to figure out a shorthand way to say everything while also being honest. Because there are multiple copies of 91 unique works. That is true. Not all of them have the same amount of copies, but there are multiple copies of each of them. Of 91 unique works. Hmm. 43 artists, 36 egos. Could I call a work with a specific school a schooled work? Maybe this should be something on the back. Like maybe just on this little side box, it should be like you know, like the total number of cards in the box. And then on the back, we put the full breakdown of every card. Not every individual card, but like school by school, you know. Dang it. This box includes, and then like increase this to 70. No, too big. 50. 40. This box includes yeah, put this like right here. Then we put some smaller text over here. 30. Oh, you know what I should have done? What was it that I just said? This is 40, right? Yeah. I should put an asterisk. This box includes... I put an asterisk here, right? Or should the asterisk go after? To the... Hold on, let me look this up. Does an asterisk go before a colon? Before or after a colon? Depending on the situation or sentence, it could go before or after. That doesn't help at all. Okay. That doesn't help at all. I think maybe in... I think maybe in this context, since the asterisk is going to be referring to the inclusion or the... Well, I don't know. It includes... I think in this case it should go after the colon. Because putting it after includes implies that it doesn't actually include these, but it does, you know? So putting it after the whole phrase, like after the colon, sort of implies that there's something you need to know about what I mean by includes. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, on top of that, it just looks better after the colon. So I'm going to do that and then do one of these numbers. See back of box for full breakdown. Brilliant. This includes 10. That's a little too small. 15. I think that's a nice size. See back of box for full breakdown. Is that even necessary? Perhaps. Yeah, I think I like that. This includes see backup box for full breakdown. Okay, increase this back to what was it? We were gonna use 20 or 30. Because there's a lot less space here than I think I guess I should say. So, let's say, there's 91. There's 91 works in total. But what's the... Oh, there's 91 unique ones, but how many of them total? I think it's... I wrote this down somewhere as well. There are... Okay, hold on. It's... There's 10 per school. There's 7 schools, so 70. There's 2 of each of those, so 140. There's 20 all works multiplied by 4, so 80 plus 80. Plus there are... There are 10 copies of Idea, so add another 10. So that's 230 works. $230 works. Works, artists, egos. 43 artists. 36 egos. Or should I just write, I mean, I could just write the total number of cards. Although that's not very much information at all. 230 works, 43 artists, 36 egos. Where's that fancy long line button? There it is. I like this. I like this punctuation mark. I don't know what it's called, but I like it. 230 works, 43 artists, 36 egos. There's a link to full rules and lore. Or I should say QR codes for rules and lore. Should I? Maybe I should put the QR codes for the rules on the box as well somewhere. QR codes for rules and lore. Should I put the fact that there are quick rules on there? Well, they're not really quick rules. It's just sort of like a reminder text. Like a quick reference for phases. It's not really a feature. Plus, they're on the same card, so... 230 works, 43 artists, 36 egos, QR codes for rules and lore. For phases. Quick reference for phases. There are 8 dice. Or, I guess I could be more specific. 4 d20s. 4 d12s. 1 pointer. Dang it. They were so close to lining up, too. Look at how close it was. That's a little bothersome, but whatever. Two and 30 works, 43 artists, 36 egos. QR codes for rules and lore. Quick reference for phases. 40/20s, 40/12s, one pointer. That's everything. That's everything. The only thing I'm not mentioning is the thank you card that says like thank you for making your purchase or thank you for your purchase. You know. So I don't think that's really something necessary to actually point out on the box. I don't know. I mean, technically it should be on there if we're being completely thorough. But I don't know. It seems like something weird to put on the box. Okay, so let's space this out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You know that song from Just Dance? Mashed potato. Do the alligator. It's kind of a classic. 2, 3. Ba-da-dum-dum. Put it right there. Da-da-dum-dum. Ba-da-dum-dum. I like that. Content. I love content. Oh no. Why am I feeling like I should retype all of this? Like, cause this is like put to the left, and this is centered. Oh no. Okay, here's the deal. We already have it all typed. So it's not like I have to think about it. So let me just go ahead and retype all that again. 230 works. 43 artists. 36 egos. QR codes for rules and lore. Quick reference phases. For D20s. Should D20s have an apostrophe? No. That wouldn't make sense, right? 4 D20s. 4 D20s. D12s. One pointer. Yes. If it has an apostrophe, then that would be like, okay, the D20's what? Also, welcome to the stream, Cap. We're working on the box art today, as you can see. So it's about like parallel with this blue line here, I think. Just eyeballing it again. It's actually too far to the right. I think that's perfect. And then we will delete everything below that. Boom. Okay. So you haven't actually missed much right now, Cap. Even though it's already 7 o'clock. We did the rest of this side. I removed the blue going off to these sides because I wanted these to be more centered. And we just did that. So next, we're going to do the other side. So this side is going to be the contents. And this side is going to be every other piece of information. Info. And then after we do this side, then the box will be done. At least the top. The top of the box will be done. So what do we need? We need player count, playtime, complexity, and age. And I guess choking hazard. Because there are small pieces. Like dice and the little pointer thingy. If there's choking hazards, then are you supposed to put like a different age rating? Let me check the games on my shelf. See if there's anything like that. 12 and up. Let's see this. Just 12 to adult. It looks like most games that have small pieces suggest that you're suggest 12. So we're gonna go with that. 12 and up. Ages 12 and up. For 2 players. Okay, so I know that we have alternative play styles that we've written up, or that I've written up, that support up to 8 and as few as 1. But it would probably be misleading to put for 1 to 8 players on the box. First off, because the number of cards in the box right now is probably enough to realistically only support, like, well, I feel like you can make still like a large number of decks, like a significant number of decks with the cards provided. Let's see. You need 25. You need 25 for a portfolio. There's 230 cards in the box. Minus 10, because 10 of those are ideas. So if you divide that by 25, you get about 8, actually. Now, not every one of the, like, those decks are going to have to be pretty creative in order to actually be usable. I mean, there isn't really any unusable, you can't really put an unusable deck together in this game, I think. But, like, not every player is going to get every card that they want. But, you know, 220 divided by 25 is, it's 8.8. So you just have a little left over. There are 6 artists per deck, so 43 divided by 6 gives you, well, about 7. So, and there's only 1 copy of each in the box, so actually you can only have 7 at max. Well, actually, you need 8 egos. You need 8 egos for a deck. And 36 divided by 8 is about 4. So you can actually only make 4 different decks maximum with this box. Which I think is a sacrifice we're gonna necessarily have to make so that this game isn't like dummy expensive. So I think more accurately we should say designed for 2 players. Designed for 2 players. You can play it with more, you can play it with less, but it's designed for 2. I don't know how accurate this is now. 60 to 80 minute play time. Crap. Okay. Designed for 2 players. If you click anywhere else, you can't just like hit the undo and start typing again. You have to retype everything. Because it basically turns the text into just color. Designed for 2 players. But as I was saying, I don't know if 60 to 80 minutes is necessarily accurate anymore with how the game has changed so significantly. So that's something I'll need to try in playtesting. But for now, 60 to 80 minutes. Mild complexity. Ages 12 and up. Or appropriate for ages 12 and up. Although that kind of implies like content wise appropriate. Although there isn't anything in this game that's like mature necessarily. I wouldn't say there's any mature content in Ego and Opus. Not that I can think of anyway. I mean, the egos aren't really even that, like, you know, frightening or anything like that. There's no graphic imagery or language or anything like that. So, maybe saying appropriate for sort of gives off the wrong vibe. And up. For ages 12 and up. Players, 60 to 80 minute. Playtime. You know what? Less the better. Ages 12 and up. Just ages 12 and up. No need to complicate things. Now we can make the text okay, maybe that's a little big. In small in that. Oh, okay. We can work with this. Okay, it's still a little too big. 25. Yeah, that's good. One, two, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beep, beep. That looks pretty bang on. Actually, more so to the right. Yeah, okay. I like that. Okay, so that should be the box. Or the box top, rather. Or let's save it right side up, shall we? Rotate this 180 degrees. Boom. Simple, clean, rustic. I like it. I think it's good. I think it's good. Save. And then I'll also save it as a PNG. Okay. Flatten you. And unflatten. And now we have to design the back or the bottom. Now, I don't know how this works. I don't know how the same template can be used for the top and for the bottom. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. Because they would be different sizes, right? Because one of them has to go over the other. So how can they use the same template if one has to be bigger? I mean, it says it right there, though. It's used for both the top and the bottom. So so what should we have on the back? I think the back should have like a blurb, like a longer blurb about the game. I think it would be nice to have a QR code for the rules on the back. Have a full breakdown of the contents on the back as well. And on the rims, we can probably just like, you know, put a fancy design or something. What I was thinking about doing is, you know, like on the portraits for the artists, there's like this checkerboard background. I wanted to do something like that, but the thing is, I don't think you can, because the diamond, like these patterns are a set size, I think. Let me show you. So solid diamond. So if I set this to green and red, or green and red, and then I make, yeah, see, you can't see the shape. Oh, yeah, see, you can't see the shapes at this resolution. I wonder though, does this affect anything? No, it doesn't. That's a shame. I wanted to have like a fun pattern for the bottom. I think that would have been cool looking. But you know, c'est la vie. It would be consistent to have it just be white as well. Though, I don't know, maybe should we try for something a little more exciting? Maybe make it blue on the bottom or green. I think consistency is king here. Keep it light, keep it simple. Oops, not what I wanted to do there. Solid color, yep, There we go. It shall be white as well. So, the blurb I used on the back of the last box was the same as the blurb I had in the intro for the rulebook. Which, by the way, I have finished the rulebook. I'm pretty sure that everything that needs to be there is there for this version of the game. Like, I fixed all of the linking issues, and you know, they all have the proper page numbers now. I haven't updated my website yet. I still need to do that. But yeah, everything's been reformatted. So, I'm gonna copy the intro blurb. Copy. Wait. Can I? No, I can't. Wait. Can I control shit? Nice. Okay. Copy all of that at the same time. Control V. It's very funny. It's very funny that it did that. I'm laughing a lot right now. Okay. I would like to be able to see the text. 20. No, 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 no. What did I do? What did I do? See what I mean? I can't just, like, undo a text mistake. See. Control V. What? Oh, it's because I'm not using text. Text. Control V. Enter. Where am I? Meet dots. The single. Okay, it's actually becoming readable now. We can actually fit all of it at the same time. Ooh, be there right alongside you. With the same goal. Okay. I'm trying to split this in a way that makes sense. Why can't I go down? It won't let me go down words. Only one team gets the glory. Make sure that it's yours by any agreements necessary. And then we'll put this. Must be the first player in lowercase. I'll be real right now, this text in the background, it's getting real annoying. Oh, crap. Oh, no! I have to retype all of that again. Because I'm dumb. I'm a stupid, stupid head. Oh, you want to change the font size? Good luck, moron. Well, I guess I can just... no, it's not the same. It's not the same. Well, it's almost the same. Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever finished my thought about the Elgato. So I figured out what I needed to order for the Elgato to actually make it work so I can capture footage from my PlayStation 2. If I order it tonight, if I order all the stuff tonight, it will most likely be here before I need it. Which, you know, is ideal. Okay, I think I like that. We'll call this blurb. Make a separate layer for the other text. Let's actually do the QR code below that, like in the center. Now, where did I keep the QR code? Here it is. Copy. Paste. No, don't do that. This QR code will take you to the rules. What's the center? What's the exact center here? Well, it's 0 to 13 and a quarter. Quick math. 13.25 divided by 2 is 6.625. So 6 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, like right here. can't get it exactly in the middle. Who'll notice, though? Am I right? We'll put it right in the middle and go from there. QR. That's all we really need. We'll put text around that as well. Scan for rule book to see, or just scan for rules like it says on the card. And we'll make this 40. What if we did one of these numbers? Scan. Rules. And check this out. Then we just delete in the middle for as much as we need. I'm kind of a genius. And we can move these at the same time, guaranteeing they're on the same level. That looks right to me. For some reason, the one on the right, the text on the right looks slightly above the text on the left, which I know is not possible. It just can't be true, but it looks that way. QR text. Okay, so here's the fun part. The full content breakdown. Of breakdown of full contents. Underline that as well. I'll adjust that later. Content header. Okay, so this should be smaller. So this is just going to be a list. So how should I break this down? By school? Should I make it a table? Like how many, like school and then artists in that school, works in that school, etc. Or I could just do it. Well, what was the order? Whatever the order was that I wrote them down in. That's the old one. I need the new one. We don't want the old news. So we did works, artists, then egos. Then the rule lore cards, and then the other materials. Two copies of ten unique works for each of the 7 schools. 2 copies of 10 unique works for each of the 7 schools. 4 copies of 20 unique works for the all school all works. 2 copies of 10 unique works for each of the 7 schools. 4 copies of 20 unique all works. 10 copies of the work idea. 10 copies of idea. Oh, you know what? Should I mention that they're like set? Like they're not random? Cards are how would you say this? Cards are not kind of full contents and copies of idea. Contents of the base set. Contents of this box are not random. Box are not random. Set contains the same. Contents of this box are not random. Do you think that's necessary to say? Probably. Yeah. Contents of this box are not random. I think that's worth pointing out. Because other card games, they do tell you, like, you know, what the rates are for certain types of cards. Like, you know, you'll get this many rares in this box, or you'll get this many commons. But this game does not have any such thing. There are no card rarities. They're all the same. Alright, I need to move this over. Contents of this box are not random. One quick reference card with code for rules on the back. One quick reference card with QR code for rules on the back. Or one quick reference card with scannable rules on back. One quick reference card with QR code for rules on the back. Yeah. That makes sense. One thank you card. And like we'll do something a little cheeky. We'll give him a little less than 3. Actually, is there a way to insert symbols? Heart. Assy. The heart symbol. There is a heart symbol. I wonder... This font might not support it, though. Control V. Okay. Well... I didn't want to copy all of that. I just wanted the heart. I'm afraid to actually click the screen and lose all of this progress. Well, it was all for naught. I just want this. Copy. Control V. Cause like I don't want the red heart. One thank you card. Actually, I could do that, or I could do one of these. And then just put a heart in there. We'll see how that looks. One quick reference card with QR code for rules on the back. One thank you card with QR code for lore on the back. 4 20-sided dice. Funny number. 4 12-sided dice. One 40 green 20-sided dice. 4 red 12-sided dice. 1 white chevron pointer. Bollocks. Okay, I can move the header though. That's the good thing. Content. Watch this. By the power of movie magic. We might just have to move everything else up. Also, if you're wondering why there's no background music anymore, it's because it was getting on my nerves a little bit, to be honest. I got really tilted at myself trying to figure out what cables I needed earlier. And that sounds really stupid and like pathetic. I guess it kind of is, but like I don't know. It just really gets me. It really grinds my gears when there isn't just like a simple solution to something, you know, that should have a simple solution, right? Like you shouldn't need 7 different chords for something like this. Like just give me one, you know. Like there's no like, you know, cuz like you're like, "Oh, it looks like I found the right option." But then you look in the reviews and it's like, this is the worst possible option. And then you read different reviews on like a different site and they say this is the best possible option. It's like nobody can agree on anything. It really makes me angry. You know what I mean? That doesn't look centered at all. But there's no way to make it more centered, is there? Oh, I suppose there is. Hold on. You know what? I haven't even looked to see if this QR code will work. I mean, I'm pretty sure it will. But I haven't checked. Let me just... Okay. Yeah, it works. That works. And you know, I could have sworn that it, like, when I found out that I didn't have the right chords, I was so mad at myself. Cause it's like, if I had only just tested it the day of, like when I first got it, it wouldn't have been an issue. I could have returned it, you know, and then I could have gotten a proper chord, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, you know, it's a proprietary chord, or it's a proprietary chord that they don't produce anymore, because they don't produce that particular model of Elgato that I have anymore. So, you know, it's actually unlikely that I probably would have gotten one anyway. Which, of course, is a shame. But what can you do? Okay. Does this look right? Close enough. Maybe we should italicize this, actually. I don't want to type it all again, though. That's the problem. 25. This is typed in 20 point, isn't it? Assemble. Oh, well, it's kind of hard to tell because I stretched it out a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and retype this in italics. Ass. It's funny, right? Assemble a team of eccentric artists. Fuck. Okay. Turn that off just to make sure that I'm still within my bounds. Assemble a team of eccentric artists and use their unique talents. details. To fight through a legion of overblown egos given form. Defeat enough and you win. Gee. Time went by kind of fast. This was a fast stream. Well, at least it felt fast to me. I don't know about you guys. Your opponent's there. Alongside alongside you with the same goal. Team gets the glory. Oh, I can't actually really add any other lines, can I? Make sure. Yeah, oh, that won't fit. Make sure that it's yours by any creative disagreements necessary. I'm glad I typed this up here. Because I just realized I was typing it on the same layer. Control X. So I'll copy it to a different layer and then slide it down in order to align it where we want it. Delete everything there. Move you down into blurb. And I'm not, yeah, that needs to move over a little bit. Most definitely. I think I think that'll do it. Now, I don't know if we should put anything on the edges. Anything decorative, that is, on the edges. Because we kind of did the decorative edge stuff on the top, and you're not really gonna see anything on the inside anyway. So I think we can say that the box is done. At the very least, I mean, it's not being officially released yet. So at the very least, this will work as a placeholder. Save as. This is new box top. New box bottom. .pdn. Save it as a PNG. Wait, as a PNG. Save. Okay, flatten. And that is that. The box art is done. Rather minimalist, I'll say. Bordering on utilitarian. But I mean, I don't really know what else we could put on there without making it a little too crowded. So there we go. That's the box. Now, I mentioned before that I wanted to make a smaller box for a smaller version of the base set. But as I was putting the base set together, and there was only one copy of every card, or 2 copies of the all cards and then 1 copy of all the other ones, I realized that there's just not enough to make any good decks out of all that. Like, you know, the current base set, it has some necessary limitations just because of the price. You know, I wanted to keep the price down to a reasonable number, but like with as few cards as there were in the smaller base set, I just felt like it wasn't enough, really. Because all the card lists that I put together couldn't be made in the smaller version. So yeah, I think there's just gonna be one version of the game, one base set. If someone happens to ask for it, I could always, you know, list individual cards for purchase. That wouldn't be too hard for me to do on my end. But yeah, I say that to say that there isn't any more box art to put together. Which means that what's left to do now? For this, what's left is the lore and putting a website up, or not putting a separate website up. I don't really want to pay for another website just for this, but I need to make a section on my website for game design now, because I've designed a game. And I also want to update the I want to update the, what is it? Tabletop Simulator demo. I don't know if I want that to be like the full game in Tabletop Simulator or no. Because, like, then you don't have to buy the game. Okay, well, because, like, I think at the most, the tabletop version would just be kept to the base set. I wouldn't add any of the expansion stuff later down the line to the tabletop version. But it would be nice to have a more accessible environment to test stuff. You know what I mean? So, I want to update that. Maybe that's what we'll do next stream. I don't know. I don't know if that would be too uninteresting to watch, because it would just be a lot of downscaling cards and putting them into a template and loading them into tabletop. I don't think it would make for an interesting stream, really. That's coming from me. So, yeah. This may actually be the last stream that I do any Ego and Opus stuff on, unless I choose to do the lore. I may choose to do some of the lore on stream. Why not? You know, I'll give it another shot. I mean, it can only go so badly, right? And also, I also realized that doing viola practice on stream would take up like years of the stream, because like you can't learn viola in like a few months. Unfortunately, like it takes you probably like a year just before you even start like bowing the string. So on top of it not being very interesting to watch, probably it would also mean that I don't get to do anything else on stream for like 3 years. So if I do that, I'll be doing that on my own time off stream. So sorry for anybody that was interested in that. Instead, I'll need to find something else to do for the next creative process. And I'm thinking actually I already have an idea for a new board game. So as soon as we finish Ego and Opus, I could just start completely fresh on this new one. It'd be 2 game design blocks in a row, I guess. But while the idea is still fresh, I think I'd like to do that. So that's kind of the plan right now. Finish Ego and Opus on stream, or do all the on-stream stuff for Ego and Opus, and then start on this new game, which shouldn't take nearly as long. There aren't nearly as many moving parts in this one, so don't worry. I've rambled on long enough. I hope you enjoyed the stream, everybody that was here. The stream probably felt like a little weird. I know it felt kind of weird for me. I think the whole like Elgato situation put me in a bit of a sour mood, to be honest. I hope I didn't bring any of that to the stream today. But I think I did feel a little off. Just a little more, yeah, just a little off. I think maybe the silence in the background maybe didn't help with that feeling either. Usually it usually it behaves, doesn't crash 3 times in a row. It gives us some actually like listenable music, but it wasn't really cooperating today. Anyway, that's the stream. Thank you everybody for watching, listening. We'll be back on Wednesday for for lore. We're going to be doing lore. Ego and Opus lore on Wednesday, 6 to 8. Some world building writing. And I hope to see you there. But until next time, thank you once again. Good night and goodbye.